Hey guys, when on my research last night or a couple of days ago, I've been trying to figure out all their secrets when it comes to witchcraft. I'm trying to figure out what they actually enchant and do attach to you, and uncover a lot of things that I did not know about witchcraft. I don't like, when people says, oh, magic. No, it's not magic. It's witchcraft, okay? It's evil and witchcraft, okay? So they like to glorify to say, oh, it's magic. Magic, yeah, right. Okay, magic, then can you just magically create another planet? So you can go the F up to it, you know what I mean? Leave this planet, you know what I mean? Can you magically make something like that? No, you can't, okay? But you're here creating havoc in this planet, okay? This planet is sick of these people, So I have learned a lot through what the enemy are using to create all this witchcraft, and I found out they could create a lot of witchcraft, basically witchcraft is endless what they could do, they could gain access to you, even there is witchcraft associated with, when you're sleeping, waking, could be also access to you. Did you know that they could also create, demonic gateways, portals, windows, doors, even they can come through the walls, floors, ceiling, objects in your house that you own, they could actually attach a demonic gateway to, and they can open demonic gateway portals into your bed, So when you sleep, you open this demonic, portals in your bed, then they can come on your back and they can come into your vessel because you're asleep, and there is portals that they don't have to even touch you. They can come from underneath your bed. To access you, you know what I mean? To access you and create all this attachments and stuff. But then I've been looking, who's involved in these attacks, and usually people, and you look at the building where you live. So, for example, my sister building, I'm looking, the landlord is bringing people who are like Indians, a lot of Indians. And there is, everybody pretty much. The guy upstairs, he used to be from Morocco. He also does witchcraft, but he moved out. The guy downstairs, he's from Sudan. He did witchcraft. The lady now, they moved to the apartment 1. She does witchcraft. She's from India. The guy in the left is Iran. He does he doesn't. I don't think he does witchcraft, but he spies on my sisters, and the people above the apartment now they've moved in and they're from India. So the landlord is heavily involved in this. He's getting paid. He's getting paid to do all of this. You know what I'm saying? Usually under assumption, because it's coming from an official person, like it could be a government, it could be, a secret society, it could be from secret service, police, it could be anything like that. They sell them this idea that you are, targeted because you could be, could be a criminal, could be a terrorist, and stuff like that. The only crime you did is you speaking against all of these people. That's all. And you don't want to be part of the secret society. I've spoke about this before in the past. They asked me to join. When I said no, they made my life living here, and they create a lot of trauma. They could do witchcraft on trauma, they attack did you know that when they attack you with radiation, EMF and radiation and all of that when the energy is toxic in the air, the demonic entity are abundant. You know that? Did you know that? When they're attacking you with radiation, cooking you and stuff, also to release your soul essence that is in your atom. It's in your atom, right? It's in the neutron part of the atom, you know. And when they're attacking you, they are releasing, you know, part of God's essence within that part of your being, in order to go in eating frenzy, like, you know, feeding frenzy, you know. They, you know, to take your soul without your consent, you know what I'm saying? To basically, they will also gain consent knowingly or unknowingly you have given, you know. Usually they gain consent when you're sleeping, in your dream state, okay? So you have to cancel all that consent ever given, you know. Continue to do it on a daily basis, because they're gonna, you know, what you undo, they're gonna try to redo it again. Basically, it's also called what is it called in the internet? It's just like when you repeat the intention and the witchcraft again. You repeat it on a daily basis to undo what the enemy are doing, right? So repeat it. It's like repeated witchcraft. They do it like on a daily basis, right? Also, when you look at, you know, I just mentioned the people who live in a building, because, you know, India is part of the Commonwealth countries, you know, and so look at the, you know, the list of Commonwealth countries, and you can do prayer to, you know, to destroy all witchcraft coming from those countries, you know. There is witchcraft from India, there is witchcraft from Africa, there is witchcraft from Middle East, there is witchcraft from China or Asia, there is witchcraft from indigenous mythology, or there is a lot of witchcraft. There is witchcraft of planetary stars, sun and the moon. There is witchcraft. You know what? There is witchcraft for everything. But your focus on all witchcraft. But the most dangerous witchcraft is forbidden knowledge witchcraft, or, you know, black magic. Black was I call it black witchcraft. You know, they like to glorify it. But anyhow, it's black witchcraft or magic. You know why? You know, anything has the word blackness is more powerful. They kept letting you focus on the light and forget the darkness existed before the light. God let us be light. That means black existed, you know, but that means there is darkness. It was just darkness, you know, and that's what happened, you know, and they're giving you, you know, even when, you know, that gemstones, I'm just giving an example here. Gemstone, the darker the gem, you know, the crystal or gem, is the most powerful. Not the lighter one, clear one, and you know, I know chords, they say chords, and you know all those. The darker one are the most, like Shanghai and black opium, or you know, all this like darker crystals are the most powerful. Okay, so you need to undo everything that the enemy are doing, but focus on your forbidden, you know, witchcraft, forbidden magic, black magic and stuff are the worst. And look who lives in your building, and who, you know what, where, you know, if you have an intention about somebody that you think it might be part of this against you, you're right. Your feelings are justified. So I want you to think, you know, whatever your gut feeling telling you is true. Okay? How would I know the landlord of the building, he's involved in this garbage? You know, everybody in this building is like involved in this garbage. They are targeting us, and they are stupid enough to believe whatever these people are telling them, okay, about you. because why you're not in jail? So why you're not in jail? Why you have to go through all this trouble, put people in to attack you day and night through witchcraft, through all that stuff? Why are you not in jail? But they know what they're doing is illegal, and the only way to do it is this way, to attack you and cause all these things, hateful attacks on you. You know what I'm saying? And everything is temporary. You know what I mean? Everything is temporary. Just remember that. God is going to inherit the earth to the people who are rightfully chosen to inherit the earth. These people all got to go. Okay? And that's why you're targeted. Because you're targeted because they know you are the replacement. They are going to go. Okay? And that's why they do it. They're thinking, they've been preparing for this for a long time and weaponizing things and against God and stuff. Have you ever seen, wars? These people actually created against God. Succeeded. When God says, "Ahazzirukum nafsi," that means I warn you about my vengeance. That's what God says. He says, I warn you about my vengeance. You know what I mean? Because it's very destructive, And that's what God is saying. People are still trying to try God. You try somebody you actually think. You know what I'm saying? Do not try somebody who's more powerful, who created you out of thin air. You're nothing, and you will never be anything. Okay? And just wanted to let you know that, guys. These people, you have to talk to them the way I'm telling you. This is how you talk to the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because they know the day is numbered. The days are numbered, and what's coming is going to happen. Before you know it, you're going to be chased out of this earth. By everybody, because God is going to turn everybody against them. Okay, everybody. He's going to awaken everybody against them. And that's why they went through all the troubles to stop this from happening. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I'm just telling you that the enemy could, be doing all this witchcraft, doing all this illegal stuff they're doing behind the veil. These people are going to be judged regardless. Do not forgive the enemy. Do not pray for the enemy. The enemy is going to get what they're coming to them, because they have chosen this path. They have chosen to work for the enemy. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame India for being a puppet to the Commonwealth country, to Great Britain. It's not Great Britain. It's nothing, really. It's not even great. Nothing about greatness about Great Britain. Tell me one thing is great about Great Britain. I could not really wrap my hand around the word, the title is given when you're not entitled to it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is great. And they use many lords, many, all these things they use, like Lord this, Lord that, you know what I'm saying? Who cares about all of that? You know what I'm saying? And when God giving you a name or a title, you know what I mean? It means a lot. I don't care about you there, Lord. You know what I mean? Lord. Or Duke. Or blah, 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 blah. Whatever, And, but I'm going to get a name. Other than that, the name, I was given a name Nigel. Did you know that? Somebody from these people here called me. I don't like to talk about dead people. You figure it out on your own. She called me Nigel. Okay? And when I looked at Nigel, what Nigel means is coming from Spaniard word, which means nigger. You know what I'm saying? Nigel mean nigger. That's what it means. So you could tell that they still, they use derogatory terms to explain, to insult us. It's okay. You can call me nigger all you want. You know what I'm saying? I existed before you. How do you know you're subclass of me? How do you know? I want you to know. It's not how do you know. I want you to know you are subclass of me. I'm the original, you know? So you're just duplication, you know? You're not the original. So call me Nigel, call me whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, to get back to the point about witchcraft, look who actually lives around you. You know, the people in the back of the building are from Middle Eastern and stuff like that. So they doing witchcraft from Middle East and stuff. You know, my sister, she's in her arm, it's like in pain and stuff like that because they bind it like, you know, witchcraft into her arm. They bind the witchcraft into her uterus, you know, because she's bleeding from down there. And she told me and stuff like that. They do stuff like, you know, they are wicked. And judgment is going to come and it's going to fall on their head. They're going to regret having done that, having crossed God. And the 144,000, you know, we know justice, you know. If I know nothing in the world, I know justice, okay? And that what justice is going to happen in this earth. In this lifetime or whatever. They're playing this game now, they're playing cool and collected and like, you know, nothing is going to happen to us. Okay. You'll see. You'll see if anything is going to happen to you or not. When God turned the whole planet against you. There's nowhere you can hide. You know, there's nowhere you can go. You know what I'm saying? Above or below, and then the ocean, in the air, wherever you gotta go, you're gonna be found. Okay? You know, you don't want to stop. You don't want to stop your wicked doing to people. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to stop. Okay, then you will see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Have India protect you. Okay? Have Iran protect you. Have the Jews and Zionist Jews and all these people protect you. You know what I'm saying? Because they think they are, you know, God, they twisting God's arm or something. You know what I mean? They think they are. You know, you are not doing shit. Excuse my French, guys. They're not doing anything. You know what I mean? You are just, you're not even a spark. You know? In a God's ocean. You're nothing. You know? You are nothing. You'll never be anything. Continue your evil doing, huh? And you will see what's going to happen to you. Okay? That's a promise. Okay? God is just. God is not gonna let these people rule forever, oppressing humanity. You know what I mean? God does not like oppression, as mentioned many times before. God is against oppression. These people have been taught by Harut and Marut, two angels who came into the earth, who taught humanity weaponry, witchcraft, and stuff like that. Humanity was not supposed to be taught this, you know, but they came into earth up on their own free will and taught humanity garbage, you know, enchantments and bondage and witchcraft and garbage, you know. That's what they did. And Harut and Marut, they're going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? They will. And if you listen to Harut and Marut, you'll see what's going to happen to you.